All right, so let's move on to the hacking then. So what I got here is pretty basic HTML page, and you got a very basic form here with the text input. So if I print something here, it says, well, hello there, and then whatever I inputted into the box. And also, if I type a word that is too small, that doesn't pass the validation, and then I post it, I will have an error message output. And in the error message, I also print out the data that I inserted here. So, and this is just like representing how many web pages work. So some may do it in JavaScript and other do it in PHP as I'm doing on this page. So let's have a look at the code to find out why this page is vulnerable. So this is my page, and as you can see, I have my basic HTML form right here, and you just have a submit button and a text that is called data, and nothing too fancy, and then it'll post back here, and I'll fetch it up. So if it's set, I will check if the length of the data is smaller than 6 characters, and if it is, I output my error message, like the name and the input, the data must be longer than 7 characters long. And if the input's okay, I just output the data. So the thing is that I just take the data from the post variable in PHP like this and just print it onto the screen. And that's the vulnerability, because I'm not checking whether this variable contains harmful code or any code at all. So let's have a look at how we can exploit it. So for example, if I take something that is not valid data, strictly speaking, but rather code instead, like for example some CSS code like this, I just have my style tags, and then I input some CSS. I set the background color to red, and then the end terminating tag. If I post this to the page, I will actually insert the code into the page. So if I take inspect element and have a look at the code here, as you can see, well, hello there, and here is the inserted CSS into the page. And I can do this with all sorts of things, like JavaScript. It'll work too, like this. As you can see, it outputs in an alert box. And the thing is that I may use this in order to alter the web page. So for example, this example, if I refresh the page, the code will be gone. But in many cases, if they have like a guest book or something that gets saved to the database and is presented for every user that enters the website, it's a big vulnerability, because that JavaScript will still be there for other users as well. So what I can do, for example, if I manage to insert my JavaScript into the guest book, I can grab the cookie or the session for the visiting user, and then I can make an HTTP post to another API that I've set up to listen for that data. So we don't want that. So, but basically, this is pretty easy to remove from the web page, and so let's have a look at how we can actually make this page secure. So if we take a look at our PHP code again, the main problem is this, that we output the data that is inserted by the user without checking whether this data is okay or not. So and I should say right now, there are many ways to do this, and this is just one. But the main thing that you have to take with you is that you have to remove the harmful data and check all inputted data for example, script tags in this case. So what I can do is I can strip all the tags from the data like this with a built-in function called strip tags, and it simply just removes the script tags like this. So if I just wrap the data here in the error message, And also, if I do the same with the standard message like this, it should be safe. So let's refresh the page and try it out again. So let's insert some CSS, and bam, as you can see, the script tags are removed, and the text is just interpreted like text, just as it should be. So that's the most basic thing, how you secure yourself against XSS attacks. And one important thing to mention here is that this have to be done on every form whatsoever on the entire web page, because it just has to be vulnerable in one place in order to like jeopardize the whole web system. So every form on every page, even if they're logged in and stuff, should be validated. The data should always be validated. So that's pretty much it for the first part, and in the second part I'm going to have a look at an expansion on the same context. Thank you for watching.